Welcome to Joy Unfiltered, the podcast that helps women feel amazing in their bodies and in their lives. I'm Rachel Benz, plant-powered personal trainer, nutrition coach, and creator of the Enjoy Method. And today, we are tackling something that I see all of the time: the vegan protein trap. Yep, if you are eating plant-based and you've looked at your plant-based plate and thought, Rachel, I am eating plenty of protein, but you are not seeing results in the mirror or the gym, then this episode is for you. Or if you are just curious about ensuring that you are getting enough protein as you are transitioning to a plant-based diet, this episode is also for you. So let's start here. You tell me you're eating high protein, and then I see your food log. And I'm not saying any of these foods are bad, but looking at your food log, I see oats and fruit and peanut butter and a bean burrito, all delicious. Look, I love all of those foods. In fact, I rarely buy peanut butter at my house because I'm the only one that lives here and I can eat it by the spoonful. So love oats, love fruit, peanut butter, bean burritos. Yes, yes, yes. And yes, I love all of those foods. But if you're trying to put on some muscle or just maintain your muscle, those foods aren't going to cut it. Those foods themselves are not just going to cut it. So today we're going to go deep into the real MVPs of plant-based muscle building. And I'm going to give you everything that you need to stop guessing and to start growing. You ready? Let's go. So segment 1, why protein matters. First, let's just talk about why protein even matters. 1, if you're strength training, doing resistance workouts, or 2, just trying to maintain lean muscle as you age, as we all are, especially as perimenopausal women, right? You need protein. You need protein not just to build muscle, but to recover faster, to keep your metabolism running, and preserve strength as estrogen drops. Again, a lot of us as perimenopausal women, we are dealing with that estrogen drop, so we need to make sure that we are getting in enough protein. It really is your secret weapon. But here's where most of us go wrong, especially when we're transitioning to a plant-based diet. We think we're getting enough protein, but the foods that we're eating are either too low in protein, or too high in fat or carbs, or so full of fiber that your body isn't digesting the protein well. Again, I love fiber. I think we all should be getting at least 30 grams of fiber. But if we're consuming foods that have really high fiber, it's a little more difficult for us to then digest that protein. So not that those foods are bad. We just need to make sure if we are trying to build or maintain lean muscle that we are also getting foods that are just high in protein. So 2, let's move to those real MVPs. Let's fix your plate right now. Here are my top 4 protein MVPs for building muscle and, remember the first part, feeling amazing in your body. Because that's really what this is all about. Number 1, tofu and tempeh. Both are made from soy and can contain all 9 essential amino acids. I know sometimes that people say that plant-based proteins do not contain everything, that they're not complete proteins, but tofu and tempeh contain all 9 essential amino acids. That means they're complete proteins, just like chicken or eggs. Tempeh is fermented, which can also help support your gut health. And a healthy gut equals better absorption of nutrients which equals more results from the food that you eat. So one serving, around 15 to 20 grams of protein. Cook it however you like. You can bake it, you can air fry it, you can stir fry it, you can scramble it. I mean, honestly, the easiest way for me, because I sometimes miss eggs just a tiny bit, but I love a good tofu scramble in the morning for breakfast. I also like marinating tofu, sometimes in tamari and garlic, then air fry it for 15 minutes. It is delicious. Crispy magic on a plate. Okay, so number 1, tofu and tempeh. Number 2, seitan. Now, I think that is how you say it, but it is not a weird fake food. I promise. I know it sounds weird, but it's made from wheat gluten and has been around for centuries. So, fun fact about seitan, it originated with Buddhist monks in China as a meat alternative. So one serving, which is about 100 grams, gives you over 25 grams of protein with almost no fat or carbs. It's hearty, chewy, super satisfying, especially if you're new to eating more plant-based and you miss that meat-like texture. This is awesome. And you can either buy it at the grocery store or, and I'm not much of a chef at home, but I have made this. You can make it at home. It's cheap, it's fun, and you can flavor it however you want. So try seitan out. Number 3, TVP, which stands for textured vegetable protein. This one is so underrated. It comes in dried crumbles that you rehydrate with broth or water. It doesn't look like much when you buy it, but hear me out. 1/4 cup dry equals 12 grams of protein. And the nice thing, it's shelf stable, super cheap, and absorbs flavor like a sponge. So you really can make anything out of it. I love making TVP tacos or sloppy joes or chili. Really, you can do it all. Anything that you would do with like crumbled beef or beef, right? Crumbled beef. Yes, like hamburger, crumbled hamburger meat, whatever. You can do it with TVP. And number 4, and I know this isn't a whole food, but protein powders. Love them, love them, love them. I just love the taste of them. I know that sometimes people say they make you a little, I don't know, gassy, but you just need to find one that works with your body. So I'm not saying that I want you to live on shakes, okay? But if you're busy, have a small appetite, or just need a quick hit of protein, protein powder is your bestie. Look for blends like pea and rice. You want at least 20 grams of protein per scoop, and make sure it's a clean label. No weird fillers or junk. And of course, I use my own. I use the Enjoy Protein, my own plant-based blend that's creamy, delicious, not super sweet, and designed to help you hit your goals. So if you want to go over to enjoymyeveryday.com, type in Enjoy10 at the checkout for 10% off. Okay, so now we know why protein is important. We've talked about the 4 MVPs. Now, number 3, let's talk about foods that seem high protein, but really aren't. So I know these foods seem like they're high in protein, but things that you can eat, I just want you to eat them in moderation. So the first one, we already talked about it, peanut butter. I love it. Again, I can eat it by the spoonful, but not to say that you can't eat it. It is about 85% fat. So 1 tablespoon only has about 4 grams of protein, 85% fat. That is not going to help you build the guns for the summer. Oats. Now, oats are really good for you. They are a great source of carbs and fiber, but only about 5 grams of protein in a half a cup. So eat them. But again, know that you're eating them for the carbs and the fiber, not necessarily for the protein. Beans. talk about beans all the time. I love beans, any kind of beans. I eat them daily. But let's be real, they do contain more carbs than protein. I eat them for the fiber, not necessarily for the protein. So eat them because they are really good for you. But again, I want you to make sure that you are hitting your protein goals. So don't rely on them just for protein. Okay. Number 4, let's talk about some real life tips that you can use today. Number 1, I want you to start to think about building your meals around protein. Each meal should have at least 20 to 30 grams. So what does that look like? It looks like a tempeh stir fry with edamame. Maybe it is fajitas with seitan or some TVP chili. Or last but not least, my favorite breakfast, a smoothie with protein powder, almond milk, or whatever kind of plant-based milk that you want. Almond milk or coconut milk are my favorites, and some frozen berries. Number 2, use protein powder as a supplement. I don't want you just to survive on protein powder, but you can use a scoop in your oats or I love chia seed pudding with some protein in it. Or maybe you're just using it as a post-workout shake. Yes, you can use protein powder, just don't rely on it for your protein. Number 3, I want you to track your protein for a couple of days. I often have people that are so surprised about how low their protein is. So I don't need you to track forever. I think tracking forever is silly, but tracking for a couple of days creates that awareness and it gives you that data so that you can ensure that you are getting enough protein. Now you say, Rachel, what's enough protein? There are plenty of resources out there, but I, as a general rule, like women to aim for at least 100 grams of protein a day. And finally, get some support. If you're trying to figure this out on your own, it's easy to spin in circles. If you wanted to send me a DM or inside the Enjoy community, I do help you simplify all of this. Happy to have a conversation with you because I do want you to make sure that you are getting enough protein. But if you do join the community, you will get custom protein goals. I have a ton of high protein plant-based recipes and the support that you need to feel good in your body without all of this confusion or overwhelm. So let's do a quick recap. Protein, protein, protein. Peanut butter is delicious. Oats are cozy. But if muscle is the mission, you really do need to upgrade your plate. Tofu, tempeh, seitan, TVP, protein powder. Those really are your plant-based powerhouses. And you, my friend, are a powerhouse too. So thanks for joining me today on this episode of Joy Unfiltered. If you found something fabulous or if you found something interesting or helpful, please take 30 seconds to rate the show or share it with someone who needs a little more plant-based or little plant-powered muscle magic in their life. So until next time, Rachel from Enjoy, from my heart to yours, I am celebrating you today and every day. So have fun, live well, enjoy.